All right, Tuesday night, Raj is in the house. We're a little bit late. It's not because of Raj. Don't blame Raj. We got a lot to get to. Training camp is underway. A lot of things to break down. Raj has been there. He's seen all of it. Let's go. Welcome to the Kreuger Show. All right, off and running. Tuesday night on the Kreuger Show, brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out. They're in Emeryville. They're in Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out, and they do run out. We're also brought to you by Sharp Corners Sports Cards and Collectibles. They're at 205 Cypress Avenue in Pacific Grove, California, on the Monterey Peninsula. Thanks to Anthony Catania. He's at 831-521-5264, and he's a great follow on Instagram at Sharp Corners 831 on the gram. And then also thanks to Clawdaddy Arcades, and they're great follow at Claw_Daddy_Arcades to find a location near you. They got brand new locations in Capitola and Visalia Mall coming shortly. And I probably should, I want to share the screen here and show you guys the jersey giveaway that we are doing. There we go. Okay. I can call that up. Look at that. That is the Patrick Willis autographed 52 jersey. Willis going to the Hall of Fame. We have an autographed Willis jersey. So all you got to do to win it is Clawdaddy Arcades has provided this jersey for us. So all you got to do is follow me on Instagram or follow me on YouTube. So if you sub on YouTube to the Kreuger Show, just hit subscribe, hit that notification bell. Subscribe to the Kreuger Show on YouTube. And if you follow Clawdaddy Arcades on Instagram, that's it. That's all you got to do. If you do that, you're automatically registered for a chance to win the Patrick Willis autographed 49er jersey, courtesy of Clawdaddy Arcade. So thank you to Clawdaddy. We still have a few days left before we give that away, but there's not tons and tons of people signed up. So if you want a Patrick Willis real jersey autographed by Patrick Willis, follow me, or I should say, subscribe to the Kreuger Show on YouTube and follow Clawdaddy Arcades on Instagram. All right. On that note, we will take that off the screen and get right into it here. And we should tell people also, if you're watching us live on YouTube, do us a favor, hit the like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you never have to miss a show. And remember, once the live stream is done and it wraps, you can catch the full replay anywhere you get your podcast. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever your favorite platform is, just search The Kreuger Show and you'll find us. We got a lot to get to tonight, so let's just jump right to it. Today was the 6th day of training camp, another padded practice for the 49ers. They had padded practices on Monday and Tuesday, so this is the second padded practice. Before we get into it, we should probably tell you who wasn't there. Mikael Williams wasn't there. He had an ankle injury. This is a guy who missed a huge amount of time this year or last year with an ankle injury. He practices one practice with pads, and he's out with a minor ankle injury. Well, you know what? I don't know if I can call, I don't know about the Niners and their injury information. Malik Mustafa wasn't hurt until he was. Minor injuries take forever to come back from, and now we're told that Mikael has a minor ankle injury. So take it for what it's worth. But he wasn't there today. There also was no Ricky Pearsall, who, my God, can you baby anybody more than the Niners are babying Ricky Pearsall? Brock and Jenna don't baby Millie as much as the Niners baby Pearsall. Pearsall, da-da-da-da, boom, but, it's true. Come on. Ricky, this guy is supposed to be the next Julian Edelman. He's supposedly like one of the rare tough guys who's going to be awesome in the middle of the field for the 49ers, but he can't practice at all. Unbelievable. Didn't practice today. So Pearsall getting a rest day. Now, I know they don't want him to, he's got the hamstring and they don't want him to, tear it, and he's important, and I get it. But, man, at some point, You got to get out there. This team is Ricky Pearsall is not just a receiver on the 49ers. They don't have Debo. They're not going to have Ayuk. JJ's got a calf injury, and it's a recurring calf injury. They need their first round pick receiver to actually play more than a day without sitting out for rest. So I don't know, man. That one right there is like, I'm like, what in the hell is going on with Pearsall? So no Pearsall today, no Mikael Williams, and no Teron Jackson. He was placed on the IR. The 49ers also cut Quintez Cephas, and they signed, who did they sign today? They signed who's that?
Allen. It was defensive end from the UFL, Allen.
Yeah, Jalen Allen. Jalen Allen from the Memphis Showboats, who played at Memphis, was signed, and he wore 76 today, and actually did a couple nice things in practice. But we are off and running, and what we want to get into is, we titled this 49er Camp Sleepers. And it's entitled Mac Jones, Garendo, and Undrafted Free Agents Turning Heads. So, Raj, let's do this. You've been at practice. I've been at practice. You kind of know what we're doing here. We're looking for, so we're not looking for Trent Williams talk. We're not looking for Brock Purdy talk. We're not looking for George Kittle talk or Nick Bosa talk or even Bryce Huff talk. We're looking for guys on the back of the roster that maybe everybody doesn't notice, but maybe we've noticed. Who are the underrated stars and sleepers and people that have caught your eye in Niner camp? I'll go first, or you can go first. If I say the number one under the radar player that you would want to tell people about in Niner camp thus far, is, according to you, is who?
Okay, there's a couple of them, and so we'll do this back and forth. So first off and foremost, this undrafted defensive back out of BYU, Jacob Robinson. Listen, man, cornerback right now, you want to talk about position battles and this, that, and the other. Cornerback right now is kind of thin. And Renardo Green dealing with the hamstring injury, right? Diamond Lenore, he had a scheduled day off too, veteran day off. It was like, who the hell's that cornerback? And this man, Jacob Robinson, you want to talk about stacking days? He's been stacking days, and not just like there. He's making plays every single day. PBUs, he's making great plays at every angle of the field, like every level of the field. I have seen Jacob Robinson become a very good player, and it stays the same. When the pads came on, this guy's been playing really well at corner. I don't know if he's going to make the final roster, but he's definitely got a chance. If he could continue this into the preseason, he's got a chance to at least make the practice squad. But this undrafted kid, Jacob Robinson, has looked so good. He's turned my head for sure. I'm like, every time I'm sitting there taking notes, I was like, Jacob Robinson, PBU. This kid is money. That's my first guy I need people to know about, is Jacob Robinson. I love this kid right now. Good player.
That's a good call, man. That is a good call. Undrafted free agent out of BYU who had 11 career interceptions. That's great ball skills. I mean, that's a lot of ball production, man. That's noticeable. Now, the best trait, he runs 4.36. So that, a 4.3 corner is nice in a league that has 4.3 wide receivers. It's nice to have a corner who runs in the 4.3s. The negative on this player, according to some, is that he's weak and light. But I got to be honest, Raj, I've watched the first week of camp, and I saw this guy in the OTAs, and he doesn't look weak to me. He doesn't look even all that light to me. He just looks like an NFL corner. Yeah. He looks really good, and you're totally right. He's made several plays on the ball, and you're totally right about stacking days. I mean, this guy is not just like one day. He's been good for several days.
Yeah.
He's good. That's a good one. That's a good one. I really like him. Jacob Robinson. I think there's a very good chance that he makes the team. All right. I'll see your Jacob Robinson, and I'm going to share the screen and play a cut here from Bryce Huff. Did you hear Bryce Huff today after practice?
Yeah, I did. I heard that. I think someone posted a clip, but I saw that. I was watching it. Yeah.
Bryce Huff after practice. Here he is. First of all, when you see Bryce Huff, the first thing you think is, this guy's got an upper body kind of like Larry Kreuger. You start thinking, who can outbench who? Can Krug outbench Huff? Can Huff outbench Krug? Now, I would say I'd probably lean with Huff. Okay, so here he is. Here's Huff. And of course, that's my poor attempt at humor. All right, here's Huff today. And he says something here that caught my ear and probably caught Raj's ear as well. Listen to this answer. He was asked about some of the young guys today at camp, and listen to what he says.
All of the rookies are they came in ready to work, especially I know my guy CJ's dominant. You got Seabass locked in, like everybody. So
CJ and those one-on-one drills, particularly yesterday, that was pretty eye-opening. I mean, did you kind of seen that before, or were you like, whoa?
I mean, yeah. First day with pads on is definitely a different vibe, and I definitely felt that energy from him because he had a dominant day yesterday. So that was good to see. All of the rookies are
so there you go, a little bit of Bryce Huff, and we'll play that. He says it again right at the front here.
Ready to work, especially I know my guy CJ's dominant. You got Seabass locked in, like every.
So he goes, man, CJ's dominant, and then he said, you got Seabass locked in. You're sitting there and going, okay, I'm a Niner fan, right? Who the hell's Seabass? Who's Seabass? Who's a Seabass he's talking about? And then when you think about it, he's talking about an undrafted rookie free agent defensive tackle named Sebastian Valdez. And if your first guy is Jacob Robinson, my first under the radar guy is Seabass. I mean, Bryce Huff knows Seabass. It's July 29th. That in and of itself, the fact that Bryce Huff, who's new to this team, even knows Seabass's name at this point is a freaking amazing thing. And what it tells me, and by the way, today, Sebastian Valdez put on a show today in the one-on-ones, man. He can beat you with power, 34 reps at 225, so he's got enormous upper body strength, and he can bull rush you. And he bull rushed, I forget who it was today. Maybe it was Hennessy, maybe it was Nugent, but he got right to the quarterback on one of these reps with the center or guard right on him, and he just kind of threw him away. I don't know if you saw it, but it was awesome. It was like, you kidding me? He bull rushed the offensive lineman and then just kind of threw the lineman away. And I'm like sitting there going, wow, Sebastian Valdez won with power. And then on the next rep, Sebastian Valdez gives him a heavy hand shiver, creates some separation, and just goes right by the guard. So he beat him with speed. On the next rep, he won with speed. And for Huff to shout out Seabass, I'm telling you, Raj, I thought, this is almost like Brock Purdy-esque back in 22. I thought Brock Purdy was a player in minicamp, but he confirmed it in training camp. I thought Sebastian Valdez looked amazing to me in minicamp, but he confirmed it with the pads on in the last couple of days. This guy is real, man. The Niners got something here. It's a 300-pounder who's got strength and pass rush ability on the inside. I'll just say it right now. Sebastian Valdez is going to make a lot of money in the NFL. He's going to make a lot of money in the NFL, man. I know today he's an undrafted guy and nobody really knows who he is, and he's kind of a, who knows, and we'll see, and Krug's always excited about all these young guys. But you know what? This guy, he would not be being shouted out by Bryce Huff. And if you had Gus Bradley here, if we had Robert Saleh here, if I had Chris Kasarik here, and those guys, and I was given access to these guys, I would be able to ask them the kinds of questions, and these guys would spit it out, and we would know so much more. But because they don't volunteer anything, and nor because everybody's playing their cards close to the vest, and everything's a big secret. Nobody's really asked anything about Sebastian Valdez, so nobody really said anything about him, but he is real. He is absolutely real. I love what I'm seeing out of him.
I love it. I'm going to keep an eye on him on those one-on-ones because
55.
honestly, watching those one-on-ones is my favorite. Like, I don't even care about the receiver secondary match. They don't have Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings, no Brandon Ayuk. I saw like maybe 1 or 2 reps. I'm locked in on these pass rushers. It's so much fun. So yeah, I saw him do a couple big reps today. Definitely an unheard of good. That's a good one. That's a guy that's kind of really under the radar. And
really,
Niners, they've got a lot of young guys on this D line, man, and they're stacking them up. And maybe he makes a practice squad and they develop them, and it could be a guy that really makes some waves. I can't wait for preseason because then we really get to see what they're about. But definitely a guy to keep an eye on. That's a good one, Larry. I like that one.
By the way, CJ West is pissing off Niner offensive linemen. CJ West almost got into about 5 different skirmishes today.
He had Matt Hennessy so sick to his stomach. Bro, I know we're talking about sleepers. CJ West, definitely not a sleeper. This man, every single day since they put the pads on, he is killing them on his one-on-one. Like, it is insane. Today he lost maybe 1 rep, but out of the what is it? He's done like 9 one-on-one reps. I think he's lost 1. And this man, every time, he's giving him fit. He can go inside, little spin move. He's got the hands. CJ West, man, like when he comes up there, the energy is incredible. I was like, CJ, like I'm watching him. I don't care about anybody else. I'm waiting for him to come up. It's like, oh, CJ West is here, baby. I love it.
CJ West. Somebody asked me, give me one guy that you're the most excited about in this offseason for the Niners. And I'm doing a stream tomorrow. We're going to talk about ESPN has the list of the 50 best moves of the offseason. They had 50 moves. None of them were the 49ers. They didn't have one move from the Niners. They had a lot of moves of guys who signed Niners. You know, Denver gets credit for Greenlaw and Afonga, and Indy gets credit for Mooney Ward, and there was a few guys who got credit for getting Niners, but nobody got credit for the Niners. Got no credit. But I to me, CJ West is the best new 49er. He is a plug and play monster.
He's gonna be a beast, dude. See, he's the next DJ Jones. Like this guy,
yep.
He's a poly. The thing is, like you watch some of these other guys that are young, they need development. They're raw, whatever. This guy's poly. He's already coming in. It's like, oh, you don't have to teach him that much. It's crazy. He's only gonna get better. This guy's gonna be a starter. This guy's gonna be an absolute dog on this D line. I just hope his legs can stay up. Young players, they get that rookie, they hit that wall a little bit. But I mean, this guy's phenomenal. He's just got so much energy. And you're right, man. When he gives everybody he pisses them off. He even beat Pooney that first day. When he did that on Monday, I was like, oh, this guy's different. This guy's different. And then today it was just like taking lunch from a kid. Like the rep where he had against Drew Moss and he pushed him back like 10 yards. I was like, that was amazing, man. Was
dude, great. CJ West is dominating.
Yeah.
And here's Jake Brendel. He was asked about West today. This is interesting.
I think all the rookies on defense are really, I mean, they're pretty solid. He's a lot more of a fast twitch guy. He has a lot of kind of side-to-side movement, side-to-side speed, and he's got a lot of dynamic strength in the pass rush. So he's I mean, one-on-ones, you guys are out there, you see him. He's had a lot of success.
When you see him out there in a little scuffle, obviously nothing much, but are you excited to see a rookie kind of in that early on in training camp, or is it kind of like, okay, you need to chill out?
I mean, yeah, if he fell on his face, so it's not like it was like he's like being a tough guy. I think it was more of just defending himself a little bit. I'm kind of indifferent about that sort of thing. I don't think you should be fighting your teammates, but at the same time, everyone was in there, so. I mean, I think everyone on the team has everyone's back, so we all just want to get the best work in as we can and focus on a collective goal.
Wow. So he's basically saying, Jake Brendel's like, hey, man, he fell on his face. Yeah. But then he's like, yeah, but we're all on the same team. And we're
don't want that smoke from CJ. On Thursday, they're going to line up, and CJ West's going to manhandle. He's like, I don't want that smoke, man.
None of these linemen like CJ West. And by the way, I mean, I'm just joking. I mean, obviously they like him as a guy, but they don't like going up against him. But you know what the Niners have done? There's in these one-on-ones, I only saw like 1 or 2 reps of Trent Williams.
Yeah,
Hardly anything of Jake Brendel. Hardly anything of Dom Pooney today. It was a lot of Zakel. It was a lot of Moss. It was a lot of Colby. It was a lot of the young guys getting torched by the D line instead of their main guys. I noticed that. All right, Raj, who's your second guy? You're going Jacob Robinson. I'm going Seabass, Sebastian Valdez. Who is your next under the radar sleeper in 49er camp?
Yeah, good question. I'm going to stick in the secondary. This man has another guy that's really stood out to me, and he's been making PBUs just like Jacob Robinson. It's Dallas Flowers. Give the man his flowers. This is another guy. They got him from the Colts offseason, very under the radar signing. Nobody thought anything of it. He had an Achilles injury 2 years back, so I think he's fully healthy. Every single day, you want to talk about Jacob Robinson making a play, Dallas Flowers is making plays. And again, the secondary competition is absolutely wide open, Larry. And these two guys have been top 2 cornerbacks, not named Diablo Lenore or Renaro Green, out there, all single training camp. Like, these two guys have made fantastic plays. And Dallas Flowers, he's everywhere, man. He makes PBUs. He's gotten in, big situations where he's, getting the hand up. Like, you expect guys like Upton Stout to make plays, but nobody. I don't even know who the hell Dallas Flowers was coming into. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was looking up my stat sheet. I was looking up the roster. I was like, 35. Who's that? I was like, oh, Dallas Flowers. Ever since that first day, I've kept that number down. I'm like, all right, let me keep an eye on this guy. And he's made play after play after play every day. It doesn't matter. He made like a one-handed like PBU a couple days ago. Like, it was an acrobatic, very athletic play. I'm really liking what I see out of him. There was a one-on-one he had against Jordan Watkins the other day. A little grabby, but he still made the play and he adjusted to get the interception. Guy's fantastic so far. I got an eye on him. He's my number 2.
That's a good one. And he's not a rookie. He's a veteran. He comes from the Colts. It's interesting though. It's like, when you have like Robert Saleh, all of a sudden Robert Saleh is like, hey, I like Bryce Huff and I like Chaz Surratt. And you know what I mean? I like Brant Boyer, and he's got coaches and players around the sport that he really likes. And then you go and you bring in Gus Bradley. And where's Gus Bradley been the last couple of years? He's been with the Colts. And then all of a sudden, you get Dallas Flowers to sign with you, who comes over from the Colts. And I kind of wonder if this guy is here because of Gus Bradley. Flowers is 6'1", 195. He started his college career at Grandview and then finished at Division II Pittsburgh State. He was with the Colts in 22, 23, and 24. Bucks as well, and then the Niners picked him up. But I'm kind of wondering about a Gus Bradley connection. Now, he's a Chicago kid. He's got 4.43 speed. Once upon a time, his rookie year, he made the Pro Football Writers Association of America's all-rookie team in 2022 with the Colts. So Flowers definitely has some ability. And when you look at his size, his length, and his foot speed, yeah, he's got a real shot. That's a good one. I think Flowers is going to be nice. I think
he might make practice, but he's looked good.
Okay, I'm going to go with another one. I'm going to share the screen on this. This was the highlight of today, and this guy is something else.
He's nice.
This is Jordan Watkins. This is Purdy to Jordan Watkins.
This play was amazing, Larry. Oh,
and we got it in slow-mo here. You see wait a second. Wait. You saw Lombardi there in the background.
Is he there? He made the cut.
I might have been standing right next to him. There's Lombardi. Let's see. Where am I? Am I in there?
Is that you in the hat? With the big...
No, I didn't wear a hat there. Oh, that's Shanahan.
Mike Shanahan.
Yeah, Mike Shanahan.
Hey.
Who do we see on the sideline? Brandon Ayuk.
Okay.
Brandon Ayuk. Who do we go? Shanahan again. Go real slow. Where is it? Where's Larry Kreuger? Do you see anybody who's okay? No, all right, enough of those games. All right, here we go.
There's Tracy Sandler.
Purdy back to pass. He gets flushed. Sam Aquinu, and this was 50 yards in the air.
Look at that. Look at him, just 4.37 speed. Burn.
Look at that. He beat Luter and whoever else that is there. I mean, that's
and Pinnock's had a good camp.
Yeah. But this doesn't. The only thing about this angle, it doesn't do it justice for what kind of arm strength Brock Purdy had. on this because he's not really set and he's moving a little bit and he still put that thing 50 yards in the air.
Dad strength. That's that new dad strength, dude.
There you go. It's that Millie strength. He's holding Millie. He's like those Millie curls are what, the reason. By the way, congrats to Brock and Jenna. Millie, I mean, a cute little name. And man, what a life this guy's got, right? I mean, he's playing football. He's living his dream. He's married his sweetheart. Now he's got his beautiful baby. He's got his long-term security. He's on this iconic, in this iconic franchise in America's most popular sport. I mean, seriously, this guy's a Super Bowl ring away from literally having a movie made about his life and being like one of the biggest stars in America.
He's got it all, man. Like you can't this is the most underdog story of all time. And I mean, he's definitely going to get a movie made out of him, especially if they win the Super Bowl. Like, can you imagine the marketing on that's going to go crazy? He's had a hell of a year. And people are questioning 49er mind. It says 50 yards. That was a dime. 50 yards into the breadbasket, hits him in stride, Larry. And Jordan Watkins is a quick man. Like, that is a good. I like Jordan Watkins. He's really showed me a lot in training camp. I like it.
Let's see if I can find a different angle. I don't know if there is another angle shot out there.
They won't. They don't let it happen. They keep it tight because they don't want to have the coverages exposed to the teams. Like, they're very strict. We were talking about it before, how they are at training camp. They don't want any of that stuff leaked out. So we're lucky we even got that image, that video. We're very lucky, Larry, that we got that.
Really?
Yeah.
It was hard to get.
Well, they don't allow recording of that stuff. Only their 49ers media team. And it's because they know they're only going to give them that tight shot because they don't want the all 22. Like, because if you see other teams in training camp, they got all the highlight, all the views. You can see the different angles. You see the all 22. They don't care. 49ers, they're worried about not letting their plays leak out and stuff, which I get it. If that's going to help you win a championship, great. But for fan engagement, it limits how you're going to see stuff. And you get those really like tight lens views because they don't allow anybody recording except their media team. And they're trained in doing it that way.
Wow. All right. Another under the radar player, Raj. Who do you got?
My third one, we're going to stick now with wide receiver. I like the Jordan Watkins. To me, I mean, he's a rookie that they drafted, so I expect him to get some reps, and especially when there was no receiver out there today. Jennings, Pearsall, Brandon Ayuk, they're not out there. To me, the guy that's kind of stood out, that's made plays almost every single day, has been Russell Gage. This man is making plays almost every day. He's catching dimes from Brock Purdy. We got Larry Kreuger. I don't know what happened to him, but it's Russell Gage, Larry. This guy's making big plays. He's making a case to at least fight for a spot on this roster. That last spot is going to be very, very interesting on who makes this roster at wide receiver. And to me, Russell Gage, man, that guy has made some big-time plays. Him and Brock have a good connection. So that's my pick, and I don't know. There he is.
I'm back.
Did you hear me?
Yes, I heard you. Yes, yes.
Gage. That's the guy.
Russell Gage. Russell Gage is healthy and playing well. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that one. I got another one here. And now I know people are going to rip me on this one because I've been talking about this and I've already seen the comments. But once again, don't rip me, have some, show some grace, show some patience. But I see an unbelievable comparison with Corey Kiner.
Yeah, I've heard this comparison. I think you told me last week. Go for it.
Did I tell you this one last week?
I did. I think you did. And I saw someone post that you said this yesterday, and I'm like, oh man. So go ahead. I know what you're gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see really special traits in Corey Kiner. Okay. Mm-hmm. And the more I watch him and the more I look at him, and a buddy of mine threw it out to me. And he's like, Krug, he reminds me a lot of Emmitt Smith. And I know Emmitt Smith is, believe me, I'm not saying he's Emmitt Smith. I'm saying he's a poor man's Emmitt Smith. I'm not saying he's going to have an Emmitt Smith career, but there are an awful lot of similarities between Emmitt Smith and Corey Kiner. And if you would give me 30 seconds here, Emmitt Smith. So I looked up Emmitt Smith's numbers. And Emmett was awesome, right? Played behind the Cowboys line. He was great. But there's a lot of similarities between Emmitt Smith and Corey Kiner. Both of these guys were great high school backs and then went to college, were great college backs. They're both 5'9". They're both 210 pounds. They both ran, Emmett ran 4.55 for the 40. Corey Kiner runs 4.57. Emmitt Smith, if was a 17th pick. He was a first-round pick. Corey Kiner went undrafted. So there's that difference. But if you look at it, Emmitt Smith, if you look at the scouting reports that exist on Emmitt Smith, they say durable, excellent vision, tremendous leg strength, can run through arm tackles consistently, great contact balance, rare contact balance, one of the best second effort runners of all time, reliable as a receiver, excellent as a blocker, great feet, played bigger than his size, had a lunch pail mentality, lacked long speed, but was all heart, excellent ball security, deceptive run power, thrived running between the tackles and in traffic. Okay, that's the book on Emmitt Smith. Here's the Corey Kiner's book. He played for Roger Bacon High School, right, in the state of Ohio. He ran for 7,130 yards in high school. He was so good that he was a 5-star recruit. He was Mr. Football in the state of Ohio. He had 7,000 total yards. He was a 4,000 yard rusher in high school. 4,000 yard rusher. He goes to LSU, transfers to Cincinnati. He started all of the games in high school, didn't miss any starts, was incredibly durable. Started all of the games at LSU and Cincinnati, didn't miss any games. Had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons in 23 and 24 for Cincinnati. Only the 5th player in program history to have back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. Averaged 5.5 yards per carry in his junior year, 5.7 per carry his senior year. And here's the scouting report on Kiner. Relentless running style. Forced 80 missed tackles as a senior in college, 4th most in the nation. Started 24 straight games at Cincinnati his final 2 years. Very durable. 8th most rushing yards in history by a Cincinnati running back. Wow. Exceptional contact balance. Rare contact balance. Human pinball. Great vision and processing speed. Textbook pad level. Runs with power through arm tackles. Thrives in traffic. Compact, deceptively built, powerful frame, excellent ball security, 19 reps at 225. So I don't know. I'm not saying believe me, I'm not saying he's Emmett. Emmett's the all-time leading rusher. Emmett, there's only one Emmett.
Yeah.
But you know what? This guy looks like a ton on the practice field. And I think he has been absolutely one of the revelations of the week. The contact balance, he hardly ever goes down when you first hit him. And the fight and the spins and the determination and the twisting and the turning and the second, this is your second effort monster. And that was Emmett. So, you know what? Both 5'9", 210, both run in the mid 4.5s. Both were incredibly productive in high school, in college. Both never missed starts, lunch pail mentality, all heart, winner, ball security, deceptive power. Man, I'm not saying Corey Kiner's Emmett, but he is a poor man's Emmett. Wow. And I'm telling you, this is the guy of really, I love Nair. He's fun to watch. And I love this, Sebastian Valdez. He's really fun to watch. But, man, Corey Kiner is, I think, there's no doubt he's going to be an NFL back.
Put him in the Hall of Fame, Larry. The Glaze.
I'm not putting him in the Hall. I'm not saying he's Emmett. But he definitely looks, he's got so many similarities to Emmett.
He's been doing well. I'll give him that.
He looks good right now. He really does. Give me your thoughts on him.
I think he's played well. When the Pats came on, he's still having the same contact balance. Word of the day, ladies and gentlemen, contact balance. It's just as good as when the pads weren't on. Like, he has taken that ability to stay up and stay upright. I like what I've seen out of him so far. I mean, there's a lot of good running backs on this roster. It's crazy, but you can notice when he's in. So it's like, if you have all these running backs, you have to be able to distinguish yourself. And when you see him run, you're like, oh, okay, he's making good plays. So he definitely has showcased some good ability. I'm excited when the preseason comes, because I know we're going to get a heavy dosage of Corey Kiner. That's when he's going to be able to shine. But again,
he's going to have a great preseason.
He might have a great preseason. It's going to be hard to not keep him on the roster, because I feel like Jordan James has been fantastic during training camp. So it's like,
good.
Who do you keep? Who do you cut? Right? You got Isaac Rendo's a lot. Chris McCaffrey's a lot. Then after that, you're going to have to keep Kyle Juszczyk. That's 3 backs. You're going to keep 5 guys. You're going to keep Jordan James and Corey Kiner. It's tough, man. So it's going to come down to the preseason games, whoever battles. But if you cut one of those guys, they're going to be claimed, man. And I could see Corey Kiner being the type of guy they're like, man, we just can't cut him. So he's showed good skills, but it's going to come down to preseason and who plays better between him and Jordan James. Because, I mean, as good as Corey Kiner's looked, Jordan James has looked maybe better, but you expected out of him because he was your draft pick, right?
I don't think he's looked better, but he definitely no. I don't think he looks better, because I think what Corey Kiner's got is just unbelievable fight, determination, twist, turn. But I think Jordan James has looked good. What Jordan James has shown me, Raj, is he is a hell of a receiver.
He's so good at the receiving game.
He's a very good receiver. He made a play down the field. He caught a ball down the field.
That deep pass he caught the other day. Yeah, I mean, like, that's the kind of
stuff.
But
so did Kiner. Kiner caught one the other day from, was it Mac Jones or Mordecai? I forget. I think it was Mordecai.
It was Mordecai.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the stuff that's going to distinguish, James and Kiner. If Kiner keeps up and does it, you're right. He might. It's going to be hard to make that cut. But that's what's separating, to me, Jordan James right now. He's made a little bit more plays out of the backfield. So I feel like that's why I give him the edge. But I'm not saying.
No, I mean, I've heard people say they like Jordan James a lot this week. So there's no slight at him. And it doesn't have to be a one or the other situation. The guy that I think is going to be under the gun is Patrick Taylor, because I think he's a pretty good special teamer. But on this team, I don't think the Niners are going to cut James, and I don't think they're going to cut Kiner. I think they're going to cut Taylor and go with the extra back.
Yeah, and you can put Taylor on your practice squad. He probably will clear at the end of the day. Yeah.
You mentioned Dallas Flowers before. I want to show this. This is Dallas Flowers at practice.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'll turn the volume down.
I was telling you that. It was a little grabby, but
it was a little grabby, but I mean, it's physical. Look at this.
Who's he going to get? If you remember,
is this St. Brown? Who's the receiver? Or no, this is Watkins, right?
It's Watkins. Yeah, it's the play on Watkins.
Here it is.
And he makes the adjustment.
Now, he did have his hands on him probably beyond 5 yards.
He did have that's what I'm saying.
Right there. Right there.
Yeah, he was grabby, but I mean, he still made the play, adjusted.
And he caught it. That was a nice one. He picked it.
After the play, Robert Saleh and Diablo Lenore went up to him. They were like, "Yo, that was like," they were excited. So I mean, I remember that. I remember that vividly. That play.
This is the body type. See, Flowers has the ideal frame of an NFL corner. He's got no weight on him, but look at the length and the strength of his arms. Yeah. He's got long, strong arms, but doesn't carry a lot of weight, so he can mirror receivers and move really well.
He's got to clean up that grabbing, though. He's got to clean up, but it was still.
I
mean, when you're on one-on-ones and you make the win, he got the win. But you're right. On a normal game, they would have called the flag on it, but it was still a win.
All right, so I go Corey Kiner. I go back to you.
Okay.
Who's your under the radar guy? Who's your next under the radar guy?
My next under the radar guy, man. This is it's getting close because I feel like most people know these guys, but I'm gonna give you one out of tight ends, man. Braden Willis has actually looked pretty good. I don't think he's gonna make this roster because tight ends, like, it's a tough spot to make, and I feel like maybe he'll make practice squad, but I want to give Braden Willis some flowers because last year he couldn't catch to save his life. And I feel like this year he's actually made some pretty damn good catches. So I'm gonna give him his credit. He's improved this year. He's trying his head out. He's really working hard. But I don't know. Tight end department is kind of like hit or miss for me right now. Obviously, Kittle's the man, but behind him it's like who's gonna separate themselves. But Braden Willis has actually looked pretty good. Like I've been impressed actually.
To me, if you say, tight end, how's it going? I'd say, well, it's going well. So you got Kittle and you got Farrell. That's 1 and 2. And then to me, Dwelly looks old, but Tongus, Pline, and Willis all look pretty good. And, Willis has made some nice catches. They're using him kind of like a fullback. And at least they're throwing him kind of fullback routes in the flat. Pline, to me, looks really fast. Tongus is also got good speed. So to me, Dwelly's the guy who's definitely not going to make it. And I think it's Willis, Pline, and Tongus probably for that one spot. I'll go with there's a number of guys that I think look good, but I'm gonna go with Marquise Siegel. Marquise Siegel, you mentioned Dallas Flowers. Flowers wears 35. And there's been a bunch of times I've like, oh man, that was 35. And then when I look close, I'm like, oh no, it's 36. And Siegel wears 36. And Siegel to me has shown up a lot. This guy can cover, but he also has got ability to hit. He's physical. There's a lot to like about Marquise Siegel, and I think he is the long-term answer at free safety, but it may not be long-term. It may be he's out there, at some point in the first part of his rookie year, because he has looked really good. He can cover like a corner, but he also he will hit. He's physical. So I think that he looks good to me.
Yeah, today was a good day for him, actually. He made some big plays today. I think there was like a PBU that he had today, a couple other big. I think he's consistently improved. First few days, it was kind of like, rookie trying to figure it out. But I've seen him actually improve daily, which is what you want out of a rookie. And, today I think it was his best day. He made some nice plays in the secondary. It's funny you said that because I thought there was a play where it was a PBU. I thought it was Flowers at first. And then when I did a double check, it was actually 36. I was like, oh, it's actually Marquise Siegel. So he's coming around the ball a lot more. And, he's a young player, but obviously they drafted him with the future in mind. So to me, I'm going to go back, stay in the secondary again. I guess he's not necessarily like under the radar, but not a lot of people were talking about him coming into training camp. But he has had a great training camp to me. Is Jason Pinnock. This guy, he's probably going to be your starting safety for the start of the season, at least until Mustafa comes back. But I think he's had a pretty fairly camp. I mean, he's had a few plays where he got beat, like today with Jordan Watkins, but he's been around the ball a lot. Like, he is always around the ball. This man is just got a knack to be around and make plays and stuff. He's made some big PBUs here and there. He yesterday broke up a pass that got intercepted. He's done that a lot. He's always around the ball where in the middle, I think there was a couple times where he's broken it up. They've tried to throw it to Kittle, and he's, popped it up a couple times. So, yeah, Jason Pinnock's a guy that I honestly had no expectations coming into training camp. And Jason Pinnock has actually played way above my expectations so far in training camp. I like what I've seen out of him.
That's a good one. He's a good veteran for sure. A good veteran addition. I'll tell you who I wasn't sure about. I love the idea when I first heard it. I wasn't sure about him, watching him a little bit at first, but I really like what I've seen the last couple days, and that's Mac Jones. Let's talk Mac Jones for a second because, Mac Jones, I think I heard Grant said today he was 15 of 17 or 11 of 13 or something.
11 of 13. He was 11 of 13.
Yeah, 11 of 13 for Mac Jones. It's a very complicated offense. There's a lot of complexity. And yet, you've heard the coaches say, hey, this guy's smart. He knows what he's looking at. He knows where to go with the ball. This is a tough offense. Some of these plays are tough for him to run because, a lot of the movement that's in this offense at the quarterback spot requires dash left, dash right, play action, play, all kinds of movement. Sometimes you've got a loft to pass over a defender in the flat, but you gotta move your feet and your footwork. You hear Shanahan talk about Brock. Oh, his hands and feet need to be tied together, and so on and so forth. So you get Jones stepping into a new offense, new scheme, new plays, new emphasis. That's maybe doesn't necessarily fit his skill set because he's not a great mover. He's not a great foot athlete. But the accuracy has been good. The decision making's been good. His deep ball he throws with loft and touch and timing. He seems like a pretty good decision maker. I don't know, man. I'm been impressed by Mac Jones. I mean, you're there watching this thing in the stands. I thought Mac Jones was going to be really limited, but I think maybe Mac Jones. He doesn't sound like when he talks, he doesn't sound like a brainiac, but he must be football smart because he seems to process this offense at a pretty high rate. And I felt like he's made some good decisions. I feel like he's made a number of good throws. He's fitted into some tight windows, and he had the deep ball to Nair the other day, Raj. That was a absolute beautiful touch on the deep ball. I mean, Mac Jones to me looks really, really good. What do you think of Mac Jones?
No, man, you said it, man. I honestly have been very, very pleasantly surprised with Mac Jones. Like, he's confident. He understands the system. I can see why Kyle Shanahan wanted him for this offense. He understands the concept. He ran a pro-style offense in college with Bama. Like, this guy was pro-ready. And I'm going to sit here and tell you this, and people probably going to think I'm crazy. They should have drafted Mac Jones. Looking back, in hindsight, I know hindsight. They should have. This man knows this is like, you could tell Kyle's happy to have this man as the backup. I'm confident that if Mac Jones had to come in, God forbid that Brock Purdy gets an injury, if he had to come in for a game or two, I'm confident that he could go out there, run the offense, and win games. This man is making great plays. He's very efficient, right? That's what you want in this offense, and he's making the plays. I mean, he's had a few bad plays here and there. He's been some picks. Brock Purdy's thrown some picks too, right? That's training camp. He practiced. But this man has made the plays that he's had to make. He's going through the progressions. The deep pass, I was surprised how good it is. The check downs, he's got it down, goes through his progressions. Mac Jones has been a very good backup quarterback for the 49ers, QB2. And I'm telling you, there's Tanner Mordecai there's no threat to take that QB2 job. Last year was like, okay, who's going to be your backup? Not even a single threat at all. So I'm confident at him as QB2. And let me tell you this, Mac Jones might have saved his career coming to the Niners just like Sam Darnold did. And I'm telling you, Kyle Shanahan is having these reclamation projects, and he's so far, it looks like it's going to be like a Sam Darnold type situation. This guy comes in, he looked good, and if he can put some good film on tape, he's going to get a good job next season and maybe become a starter. Like, Mac Jones has been very, very good, and it's a pleasant surprise because I did not expect to. You see Mac Jones, you see him wear the glove, he's got the long pants, he's got no drip, Larry. The kids would say he's got no drip, got no aura, but he can throw the damn football, and I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's Marino or anything, but you know what? He looks good. He looks comfortable. He looks like he's not. The footwork could screw up a lot of guys, and he looks good. He really looks good. And it's interesting. I'm reading that the coaches thought there would be some kind of an adjustment period for Mac Jones. And here was the quote. Clay Kubiak talked to the reporters today after practice, the Niners OC, and he was talking about Mac Jones. And he said he's picking it up really well about the offense. He said he's been really impressive. Mac's a really smart guy. He's got all these reps. He got all these reps in OTAs for the first time, and now he's kind of getting the second time through it. You can see the improvement. Yeah. So he's on his third NFL team. He was the 15th pick in the 2021 draft. You're totally right. The Niners should have drafted him. I wouldn't have taken him third, but they should have just stayed at 13, not traded up, saved all their picks, and taken Mac where they were originally slated. Mac Jones was asked about Kyle, and he said, we've only had a few months together, but Kyle's been really cool and really smart the way he sees the game. I've heard the stories, but to be in the room and watch him break down special teams, defense, and offense, it's been really cool for me. So that's cool. He's like getting a kick out of Kyle. Then Kubiak said, that they weren't sure what to expect with Mac Jones. He said there's been some ups and downs. There's times when he needs to be more on it, like anybody does, but Mac's really impressive picking up the offense. I think he's executing really well. Like I keep saying, he needs to keep stacking days and getting better. And then Juszczyk weighed in, and Juszczyk's seen a lot of NFL quarterbacking, and he's been impressed with Jones's command of the huddle. This is what Juice said. He said, I think he's well on his way. I think he's doing a good job of picking things up. It's not an easy offense to just walk in here and understand everything. A lot of it is just getting in and out of the huddle and just understanding how many calls there are. Formations and motions are just so big in this offense. I know that's usually where you see guys struggle early on, but I feel like he continues to get better at it. And he seems like a really cerebral, smart guy. And I'm sure he'll have a good grasp of it here very soon. So, I mean, that's a lot of good stuff about Mac Jones. I mean, and we're starting to see a guy who looks like it. I mean, I made the prediction the other day. I said it. I said Mac Jones, Brock Purdy, Tanner Mordecai. I believe all three of these guys are going to have success in the preseason moving the football team. I think you're going to see all three quarterbacks move the offense. So Mac Jones would be my next guy, Raj. Who's your next guy?
You know what? Honestly, I was gonna take Max. You got me. I got no more for you, Larry. I think that's about
that's the wells run dry. I'll give you a couple last ones that really stood out to me. One is today the biggest hit of the day was Derek Canteen, and Canteen is wearing number 40. He's another undrafted free agent out of played like 3 different schools. But Canteen finished up at Cincinnati, 5'11", 195, and he had a hit today. I think it was either on Garendo and he just stepped up and smoked Garendo. Canteen has good ball skills, and he's looked pretty good. And I got one more for you. I like what I've seen out of Stone Blanton. He doesn't look like an NFL player as far as size and speed, but if you're as close as I am out there, and you could hear this guy talking on the field, he's totally mentally engaged. I think the 49ers, if there's a position group that really has been outstanding, it's linebacker.
Yeah,
I mean, Winters looks good. Warner looks good. Martin looks good. Bethune looks good. Luke Gifford had an interception today. Jalen Graham has been flying all over the place. But I got to throw Stone Blanton in there. Stone Blanton doesn't, Johnny Holland was not like, he's interesting. He's like, this guy doesn't make the same mistake twice, and he does nothing but get better, and he shows up at the football, and I really like Stone Blanton. I like what I've seen out of Stone Blanton. He's showing up at the football pretty consistently. Not quite like Nick Martin, who shows up at the football all the time, but Blanton is good. And he had 18 tackles in a game in the SEC. He was the SEC's second leading tackler. He's pretty good, Raj. Remember that name, Stone Blanton.
Okay. Yeah, no, I remember him coming in when they undrafted, so we'll see. I mean, at the end of the day, man, this linebacker group is phenomenal. It's just like, man, they're always, every day some linebacker makes a play. Every day somebody puts a hit on Isaac Garendo. I feel like they got a hit on him. Like yesterday, D. Winters dropped the shoulder on. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, linebacker group's nice.
The last point I was going to make, the one thing that's pretty clear watching practice is that the 49ers are going to use Garendo. To me, it's like I've already seen them do this play like 4 times where all the actions go in one direction, and then you get maybe a little play action boot off of it, and then you get Garendo in the flat on the other side of the field, let's say the weak side, away from all the pre-snap motion and pre-snap action, and so the whole play looks like it's designed as a run right or a pass right, and then it winds up being a play action boot to the left to Garendo, and he's out there in the flat with like one guy to beat. And I just think, you know what? There's no question. I mean, if you can get a guy as big and fast as Isaac Garendo in space against a no defender or one defender, you got a great chance at making a chunk yardage play, and a 50-yard play is just around the corner. So that, if there's anything that I've gotten from the play calling, it seems like they want to use Garendo in the pass game, as kind of a misdirection, and try to kind of create space for him. And I think they're going to do that a lot this year.
Yeah, I like that. I think they're going to use him in that kind of that hybrid wide back role. maybe not necessarily like Debo, but they're going to implement some of those Debo-esque plays to Isaac Randall. You can already tell they're kind of building that up. So I'm excited. Whatever they got to do to keep Christian McCaffrey from touching the ball too much, I'm all for it, man. Just use these other running backs. In the fourth quarter, Jordan James or your boy Corey Kiner, let one of those guys take a lot of the carries. Just keep Christian McCaffrey's legs fresh. Whatever they got to do, Larry, because he looks like he's got that bounce back, and we can't lose that. Can't lose that.
He looked great today. One last one before we hit the supers. You know what? This is a whole live stream about camp sleepers. But if you want to say what is the most important thing, that you've seen in camp that contributes to winning, like have you seen anything that makes you go, okay, not hey, this guy's going to be good in 3 years, or it's a great prospect, but have you seen anything that we didn't have last year that we have this year that's going to help us win? Well, you know what? RSF 49ers has put this out there, so I'm gonna share the screen on this one. This is what I saw today.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is the spin
There
move.
it is. That spin move, baby. Look at that. That's nasty.
That's nasty. That's on Austin Pleasance, by the way.
It is. He put him on a spin drive. Oh my god.
And Austin Pleasance, if you can see here, is kind of overset off his right leg, and that's why Huff spins back. Why is he overset on his right leg, his outside leg? Because in an earlier rep, Huff came out of his stance and Pleasance whiffed on him. Didn't touch him at all. He just dipped the shoulder and Pleasance stabbed at air, and that was it. Huff was at the quarterback. So now Pleasance is oversetting to the right to compensate for the fact that he can't handle the edge rush speed of Bryce Huff. Huff sees it, reads it, and sets him up with this bad boy. And to me, Raj, what is the greatest thing that I've seen this week? Purdy looks great. There's no question about that. And I love the addition of C.J. West and Saleh and all these new defenders. But I would say the biggest change is this guy. This guy opposite Nick Bosa is the best edge piece the Niners have had opposite Nick Bosa. And he is going to be fantastic opposite Bosa. And I think this guy's great for Bosa. He's also great for Mikael Williams, because Mikael Williams shouldn't play defensive end on every snap. He's a versatile guy who should be moved around to take advantage of his strength and mismatch ability. And Huff is going to enable Mikael to play inside on a lot of key third downs. So this spin move, and if you saw it live, it was ferocious. And it was like it was the kind of spin move that everybody's like, woo, like,
it was like, oh, it drew a big attention from the crowd.
Yeah, it drew a big attention from the crowd.
Yeah. I mean, it is Austin Pleasance, but that move was regardless, it was filthy. I mean, I'm very, very hyped up for this D-line, because one thing we talked about all offseason is pass rush, Larry, and I'm very happy to see that they're going to have Nick Bosa, Bryce Huff. He's honestly going to be their best pass rusher since they had D Ford, but D Ford was hurt. So he's
better than D Ford. He's way better than D Ford. The D Ford the Niners had.
Well, I'm saying this is what they expected D Ford to be, but he was never like, this is what we wanted. Like, we saw the speed rusher, and oh my God, he didn't work out in Philly. He's got a chip on his shoulder, and he's going to come in and make a big difference. I'm so excited. And Mikael Williams looks fantastic too.
We got people going, hey, Pleasance is your boy. Yeah, but Pleasance is been in the league a number of years and has been a journeyman, and part of it is because he doesn't have elite movement skills. Now, I really like Pleasance, and he's coming on, and I think he's got a great chance to make the roster. But, he's a backup tackle. He's a backup tackle who's been in the league for a number of years. I think he's a good backup tackle, but he's a backup tackle. And you're talking about Huff. Huff is one of the most incredible speed rushers in the game right now. All right, let's hit some supers, and then we'll bolt for the door. Joseph Ernberg, Mac outplaying Brock. They paid the wrong guy. Oh, my gosh. Come on. Get real. Beatbox Basics. Kreuger is someone who grew up going to Niner games at the Stick and now living in Sydney. It's awesome to be able to get great local Niner coverage all the time. Thanks. You were the best in the biz. Hey, man, I appreciate that. It's awesome that people that are from here and they go other places and they catch guys like myself and Raj on YouTube and they're like, hey, you're bringing me a little closer to home. I always find that to be a very cool thing. So Beatbox Basics, thank you, man. It's a labor of love. We're both enjoying ourselves quite a bit. MSQ says over under 49er win total 10.5. I like them over for sure. I think they're an overplay for sure. I would say 11-6 I think is conservative. 12-5 I think is possible. Anything other than that might be a little rose-colored glasses. But I think 11-6. I've gone through the schedule with a fine-tooth comb. I think 11-6 is very reasonable.
Okay, I got the under. I'm gonna go 10 wins.
Wow. Okay, 10-7. Ernberg in the house says Jimmy will win the West for the Rams. Mac, what's the FTW?
Mac for the win.
Mac for the win. You saw the Stafford news?
Yeah, I saw that. Jimmy.
So
he has to start.
Yeah, Stafford's in his 18th year. Damn, that's a long time to play NFL football, man.
That's a long time.
I do like the Rams though this year. MSQ, RIP Ozzy, Hogan, and Fiji. Who's Fiji?
It's like I think a Samoan singer or Polynesian.
It's also Chuck Mangione. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Are you a Black Sabbath fan? Are you an Ozzy Osbourne fan? Are you a metalhead, Raj?
I'm listening to all music, so yeah, everything. I'm
one of my favorite. What's that? You're what?
Eclectic. I got eclectic music taste. I listen to everything.
Look at that. You're like me. I like it all. I really do. I like it all. I can listen to Andre Segovia play classical guitar, and I can listen to, AC/DC. I can listen to metal, reggae. I can listen to it all. But Sweet Leaf was our intro on the radio for a lot of years. And it starts with and then you go dan-na, dan-na-na. I mean, I just love Ozzy. Great stuff. MSQ, did you guys see Happy Gilmore 2 yet? I have not. Did you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
really?
I watched it this weekend. It was good.
In the theater or are you stream it?
Netflix. It got did you know they got it's only on Netflix. It set a record.
It's only on Netflix.
Set a record of, hold on, let me pull this up. Let me show you.
Have you seen Receiver on Netflix yet?
Yeah, I've seen that. It's
pretty good. Pretty good this year.
Happy Gilmore 2, check it out. They made $46.7 million on a 3-day debut, making it the largest U.S. opening weekend in Netflix history. It's crazy.
Wow, that's huge. Yeah. MSQ, thank you, MSQ. We got this one as well from MSQ, not NFL related, but who are your guys' preseason favorites to win the national championship in college football? Wow. That I'll go Georgia. It seems like Georgia's a good place to start. Beck's coming back. A lot of great athletes there. They recruit incredibly well. I'm an A&M fan, but I won't dare pick A&M.
I'm gonna take Texas.
Go Texas. Okay.
George.
He's going Arch. I'm going Beck and or what? Beck transferred actually. Though I will say this. The quarterback that I love to watch is A&M's quarterback. That's the great young quarterback in the game right now. Marcel Reed. Go check out Marcel Reed. He is absolutely fantastic. MSQ, thoughts on my 49er hot take. The Niners 2025 draft class will end up being better than the 24 draft class. You know what, Raj? I really believe strongly in this. To me, if you look at the Niners, the rookies that they have that I think can potentially start, okay, down the road. Mikael Williams, you would agree.
Mm-hmm.
Alfred Collins.
Yeah.
Jordan Watkins.
Okay.
CJ West.
Okay.
Nick Martin.
Okay.
That's 5. I'm going to say I'll say one of the backs, either James or Kiner. So that'd be 6.
6.
Upton Stout, 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Marquis Siegel, 8. I think that's probably the only starters, but I will say possibly Jacob Robinson, because you're talking about a 4-3 corner. And possibly, I'm not sure if it's going to be here, but I would say possibly when we look back at this draft class, Curtis Rourke.
Oh, you think he's
Curtis
a starter?
Rourke. He might be an NFL starter.
Starter, Larry?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I think he has NFL starter capability. But I mean, once again, Williams, Collins, Watkins. Now, just these are the rookies that they have that have looked good. Williams, Collins, Watkins, Nair, Bergen, C.J. West, Nick Martin, Connor Colby, Drew Moss, Jordan James, Corey Kiner, Upton Stout, Marquise Siegel, Sebastian Valdez, Stone Blanton, Jacob Robinson, Derek Canteen. That's a lot of rookies, man. Do you know how many rookies that is?
How many did you count? How many was that?
That's
was that 13?
That's 18.
18. Wow.
That's 18 rookies. Now, if I said to you, give me a guy that's not going to make it. Okay, you could be Derek Canteen. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Give me another guy. Okay, Drew Moss. Okay, fine. Give me another guy. I don't know, Stone Blanton. Okay, fine. I think there's I'll give you that. I'll give you, hey, there's a handful of these guys that won't make it. But we're still talking about 10 or 11 rookies. The Niners' 86 draft class was great, but it was like 8 guys. And one Hall of Famer in Charles Haley, but it was like 8 guys. This is going to wind up being the volume draft class for the 49ers. And I agree with this. I think this draft class will definitely be better than 24. Dominic Senna, the Niners 25 defense is giving me 2019 vibes. It's too early.
It's early. Dominic Senna. I like that name.
Himstaffer. Instead of Christopher. Himstaffer. Jimmy and Adams 2.0. He's talking about the Rams.
Yeah, Garoppolo and Devontae Adams, they did not like each other.
No. Raj, you got a final thought? We got this one from McCartier. He says, I just hope Nair makes the team. We didn't throw Nair in our super underrated list, but you definitely
like not underrated.
So, well, you don't think he's underrated? You think he's overrated?
No, he's not overrated. I just think.
Well, some people who are saying, Raj, that he's going to make the team after one day. So that would be overrated.
No, but here's the thing. Like I said, Russell Gage, because I don't think many people know about Russell Gage. Like everybody's talking about Nair. Like people know his name because he made that play. And it's like, oh my God, Nair. And he's got the size. They talked about him in OTAs. Like nobody has even mentioned Russell Gage until these last couple. And what I'm saying is we talk about sleepers. I noticed Russell Gage. I'm like, this guy's making plays. I was like, today, dime from Purdy. He had a dime yesterday. Like he's making plays. I feel like most casual Niner fans, if you ask them about who have you heard making plays, I think they'll say, oh yeah, Nair made it. That guy Nair from Nebraska. Like nobody has a clue who Russell Gage is. That's why I said that. But I guess in a way, I guess you say Nair's underrated.
I mean, he's an undrafted guy, so by definition, he's underrated. But I will say this about Nair: if he even makes one catch, like a couple of the catches he's already made in practice, he won't clear waivers because he's just he's too big and too fast. So I kind of think that I might resist the urge for the Amari Coopers and the Keenan Allens, and just if you have that extra wide receiver spot, give it to Nair. Give it to Nair. Why not? Why not? I mean, if you think he's got potential, he can run a go pattern. He's big and fast. I mean, you have to guard that guy. He's 6'4", 220, running down the middle of the field. Purdy's pretty accurate. He doesn't have to. If you can run the go route and be the guy who runs off the coverage, you don't have to have a lot of refinement to your route running. And if they want to stick him on there as the 6th receiver and let him run go routes, why not? Especially, I'll say this too, Raj. If Cowing is hurt and can't start the year, and so that's one of their speed receivers that they don't have available, I think Nair might be a great alternative if you put Cowing on, whatever, some
PUP.
list to start the year. Yeah, PUP.
I agree.
For a month. let's see what Nair looks like. And if Nair doesn't look good after a month, guess what? You could probably squeeze him onto the practice squad at that point without him getting picked off in October. Probably easier than if you try to do it at the cutdown. He's going to make a play in the preseason that's going to make, you know it. He's going to make a play in the preseason.
It's going to be like, oh my God. Yeah, it's going to, that's why I feel like there's certain players, they don't want to showcase too much. Cause you're right. Cause it's like, then it gets to the point where it's like, we got to cut this guy. Everybody's seeing what he can do. So then you have to start playing with the PUP list. And that's when that gets a little tricky. But I 100%, Larry, no, he's going to make one play and we're going to be like, oh my God. Yeah, we're going to go crazy.
Yeah. This guy's like out on Cowing, just another Danny Gray, Ronnie Bell. I kind of disagree. I think Cowing's better than those guys. All right, that's going to do it for us. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle. Thanks to Sharp Corner Sports Cards and Collectibles. Thanks to Claudette Arcades. If you want to be in the running for the Willis jersey, just follow me on YouTube and follow Claudette Arcades on Instagram. Thanks to all of you. Thanks to Raj. Raj, great stuff, man. What do you got cooking the rest of the week? Are you going to be in camp tomorrow?
No,
not tomorrow.
Camp.
Thursday, I should say.
Thursday, but it's so the thing I was going to ask you actually off stream. I was going to ask you. So they're not open practices, so only media can go. But I got a VIP private invite to go to training camp on Thursday. I'll be there.
Look at you, VIP, which means you're going to be like sitting up on that.
I know VIP.
I think there's food. I think there's lunch. Yeah. I think. Look at you.
I know.
Look at you. You're like Chevy Chase from Fletch. You know, you put that on the Underhills bill. I'll have I'll have a steak sandwich and a steak sandwich. There you go. Put that on the Underhills bill. For Raj, I'm Larry. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for tuning into the Kreuger Show. Catch me tomorrow morning at 9:30. I'm going to do a stream with Damon Bruce and Sam Batesh. And then tomorrow at 6, I'll be on Niners Nightly on KMBR. And my guest at 6:15 tomorrow night is the great Matt Barrows. And then Thursday night, you can catch me at 6 on Niners Nightly as well after camp. And Mike Sando is going to stop by on Thursday night from ESPN.com. He was at camp this week. So we'll talk a little Barrows, a little Sando on Wednesday and Thursday night, and then catch me Friday morning from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the KMBR Morning Show. I'm sitting in for Murph with Marcus Boucher on the leader on Friday morning. So that's what I got cooking. I think I'm gonna go watch some Tube. Raj, good to see you. Thanks to everybody. Have a great night. Peace.
Yeah, never met a man I've been scared of.